fifth episode of Girls Go Chat. I am so excited. I'm always excited to record Girls Go Chat podcast. It makes me feel really good. And the feedbacks I get, it makes me feel even better. Don't forget, guys, to always subscribe if you're on YouTube and Apple Podcasts. So, let's get into this episode. Last week was Thanksgiving, and I hope you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving with your friends and families, your man, your girl. I hope you ate good food, but not too much. I hope after Thanksgiving you had some bomb ass quality time because we all need that break? So, before the Thanksgiving break, I did ask you guys to submit a few questions on Instagram, what you guys want me to talk about, what questions you guys have to ask me. And to my surprise, you guys came through. You guys were asking a lot about relationships. I am no relationship expert. I am no sex expert. I'm not a sex therapist. I'm not a relationship therapist. I'm no form of therapist. I'm no form of expert. So, whatever I talk about on Girls Go Chat podcast is from my point of view. Your views are different from mine. And I don't want anyone to take anything too personal, okay? So I'm gonna read this episode is gonna be question and answers. I'm gonna read a few of the questions that you guys asked me, and I'm gonna try my best to answer it in my way, from my point of view. And I'm hoping this can help someone. Hey, maybe it could help me. So let's get into the questions, guys. So we're gonna talk a lot about relationships because that's what you guys ask a lot about, and I'm gonna be looking at my phone because I put them all down. And don't worry, your privacy is my utmost responsibility to protect. So I won't be calling out any names of who submitted the questions. So you won't have to worry about me, outing you or anything. That's not going to happen on this podcast. So it's just going to be generalized. Okay, so the first question is how to detach yourself from a relationship that isn't working? That's a good question. That's a good question, but it's also a difficult question because, as I said, it's from my point of view. And I feel like if a relationship isn't working, you guys should first talk about why the relationship isn't working and what you can do to make the relationship better. If it's a toxic relationship, I strongly suggest you both end that relationship because nothing good comes from toxic. So I strongly suggest you guys talk about what you can do better to spice up the relationship, to make it more fun, to make it more, enjoyable because you're supposed to enjoy your relationship. You're not supposed to get tired or bored of your relationship. If you're ever getting bored or tired of your relationship, you should spice it up. But sometimes things just don't work out anymore. Sometimes you outgrow each other. Sometimes that person is just not your person anymore, and it's okay. You know, sometimes it's not good to force things. If it's not working, it's just not working. So I always say put yourself first. I understand it's a relationship, and relationship consider of consists of two people. But you should always put yourself first because if you're not happy, no one else will be happy. For example, when you're on the plane, the flight attendant always says save yourself first. So when you're in any situation, think about yourself, what's best for you, and how it's beneficial to you because a relationship should be beneficial, both personally, sexually, financially. It should be 100% beneficial. And if you're not getting any benefits at all from that relationship, it's just not for you. If they don't value you, it's normally a sign to leave. Also, trust. Once trust is gone, it's kind of downhill from there. And if you have no trust in that relationship, guys, you can work and build trust back. But building trust is hard. You're always going to side eye the person. You're always going to say, what if this person is doing this and whatever. So once the trust is gone, it's kind of hard to build it back, but you can rebuild trust. It's not all hopes gone. You can rebuild your trust back. If you're given if you're given if you're given the relationship too much Like negativity in a relationship can really screw it up. Always be positive about your relationship, and again, talk about the things that you guys need to work on. If you're putting out more than you're getting, it's also a sign that it's not a healthy relationship. Like, you both should be putting out. I shouldn't be putting out more than you're putting out. Like, if I'm showing you all the love and you give me nothing back, it's gonna hit my confidence. If I'm always complimenting you and you never compliment me back, it's gonna hit my confidence. Well, for me, if I'm going above and beyond all the time and you don't put any effort, it's gonna affect things. I'm not gonna show interest anymore. And for me, honestly, if I'm trying and I know I'm doing my best and I know I'm the best that I can be in this relationship and I'm getting zero, I check out. And once I check out, that's it for me in that relationship. Don't fall in love with the idea of a relationship. Fall in love, because a lot of people aren't happy in their relationship, but they're happy to be in a relationship just to say they're in a relationship. So don't fall in love with that idea of that relationship. Fall in love with the person. Love yourself first. Fall in love with the person, and make your relationship work, but do not fall in love with the idea of a relationship. I like to do this. If things aren't working out and you guys are talking or whatever, right? And you're trying to work on your relationship, get a paper, a book, something, and write down a list of pros and cons in your relationship. If your cons outweigh your pros, I honestly think, you should reevaluate your relationship. I'm not telling you to leave. Okay, so think about it and talk about think about it, sorry, and talk about it with your person. And if it can't work, it can't work. If it can work, it can work. Just give it a shot. If you try everything under the sun and the moon and it's not working out, it's just not gonna work out. My husband doesn't want me to try new things. Ooh, that's a tricky one. So, wait, if your husband, the question is, like, was he always like that? Was your husband always like that? That's the question. So I'm gonna message this person. Was your husband always like that, or has he just recently gotten more conservative, don't want to try new things? I don't know, but I strongly believe before you get into that serious relationship, that dating phase, you should know what your partners like and don't like, what they're willing to do, what they're willing to try, even though some people put on the best show and say they're all about the good stuff, and then when they get you in a serious relationship, everything changes. But always, this is why dating is good, guys. You need to date, and you need to date as many people as you should. And dating doesn't mean having sex. Dating means dating, getting to know people, getting to know if this person is worth the next level. And it's good to know if someone is very, is very open minded and willing to try new things. Always ask those questions, while you're in the dating phase. And it's good to know what you're both comfortable with before you get into a serious relationship. Because there's some people that aren't comfortable performing certain tasks in the bedroom. And nothing you say or do will get them to do that. But if you're that person that loves those type of things in the bedroom, it's not going to work, because you're going to be so miserable, because you're going to be lacking. You're going to be lacking something that you love so much, and it's not going to work. So have these conversations before you get into the serious relationship. So dating is very, very, very important. And you're already married, so just talk to your husband. Tell him, say, baby, I know you don't like to try new things, but I feel like our relationship is a little bit stagnant, and I want the best out of my relationship. I love you so much. Let's just try this. And if it doesn't work out, if you don't like it, we don't have to try it again, but let's just give it a shot. Let's try new things, baby. You know what I mean? Like, get him in a good mood, like, set the mood. Guys, listen to me. Setting the mood is important to get what you want from your person. Trust me. Setting the mood, oh, but you got to find out your way of setting the mood. I have my way. You have your way, but set the mood. get the person loose and comfortable and in the mood. And then you could get away with a lot of stuff. So maybe you should try that on your husband. Okay, someone say, don't fall in love with red flags. Ooh, yes, yes, I love you for that one. So, don't fall in love with red flags. Most times, the things you fall in love with about a person is the biggest red flags. I'm not saying all the time, I'm saying most times. So, for example, if you meet someone and they're so friendly, super friendly, I mean, I'm friendly, but it's not my red flag because I know my boundaries. But some people don't know how to set boundaries. So most times, like a person that's very friendly and overly flirtatious and blah blah blah, that sometimes is a sign of red flags, but not necessarily, because I'm very friendly and my friendliness can be like, um my friendliness can be considered flirty, but I'm not flirting. I'm just a nice, kind, friendly person. I'm a bubbly person, but I know my boundaries. And that's the thing, if you don't know your boundaries, a lot of things can happen if you don't know boundaries. So most times the things you're attracted to in a person, sometimes it's a red flag. If a person love to only listen to you and you're the only one talking all the time, and that person is listening, that person don't talk, that person only listen, and you feel like, oh my God, I can talk to this person. Oh my God, this person loves to listen to me talking. But you don't know nothing about this person because all this person does is listen to you. Chances are that person is hiding something, and if they open their mouth, they're gonna say too much, and then you're gonna find out, their dirty side. Or maybe the person just loves to listen and make you talk. It's good to have someone you could talk to, but sometimes that's kind of a sign of a red flag. Again, this is my point of view. Um, Another question. Does opposite attract? So someone came to my store the other day and asked me, Janice, does opposite really attract? Yes, opposite attracts. And for example, if two shy people get into a relationship, right? And both are shy and they both want to try something and they both want to do this and they both want to, they're so shy, they won't encourage each other. So it's good to have a balance of a shy person and a outgoing person, an introvert and an extrovert. Like they could feed off each other's energy. Most time the shy person will feed off the extrovert's energy, because people who are shy don't like to take chances. They're scared of taking chances. So I do believe opposite attracts, and it's a good thing. And you will see people out there a lot of times. You will see like a bigger person with a smaller person. You're like, how did that work? But they saw something in each other me and you can't see. You know what I mean? And that's just life, and that's just relationships, and we shouldn't judge people based off of their relationship. So opposite does attract. Another question, should we introduce toys into our relationship? Guys, I so I do believe, yes, you should introduce toys into your relationship. Toys aren't the devil. Toys aren't a bad thing. I literally had an episode on stuff like this. Instead of bringing a third party into your relationship, the toys can be your third party. You know what I mean? Like, some people don't want to invite somebody else in their relationship because that could go wrong real quick if you don't have a healthy relationship. But with toys, you could be more. You could explore more with toys, and there's so many toys on the market that both parties can enjoy. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I love the idea of toys. And yes, you should definitely introduce toys into the bedroom to spice things up and to, just to explore the freaky side of you. You know what I mean? Because, some of these toys will bring stuff out of you. I'm just saying. Yes, guys. So definitely introduce toys into the bedroom. And toys is not the devil. And if you're a Christian or a religious person, you can use toys too. It's not the devil. Okay. All right. What are other ways besides sex to be intimate? I love this question. When I saw this question, I smiled because a lot of people think if you're not having sex, nothing's happening. Like, sex is important in a relationship, so important, but it's not the only thing. And it's not the only way to get your relationship excited. You know what I mean? Or exciting. It's Sex contributes to a lot of good things. It helps with stress, it helps with your daily life, it helps with a lot of things, but there's other ways. Because sometimes you're just not in the mood to have sex, but you want to be intimate, especially for a woman in her in her period time. I mean, if you're out there and you do what you do, that's your business. But most women in their period time cannot have sex or won't have sex, and you have to find other ways to be intimate with your partner. Because for some reason, I don't know if it happens to anyone else, but if it does, let me know. When you're on your period, you're horny. Well, I'm horny on my period. Mom, skip this part. Most time you're in the mood on your period, and then honestly, sometimes your partner is in heat when you're in your period. So you got to find ways to be intimate. So, example, go on, like, be spontaneous, go on date nights, like skin to skin, like sit down and watch TV, Netflix, and chill. Make breakfast, eat breakfast. A simple thing is having breakfast together, guys, and talking about stuff. It does a lot. Having breakfast the first thing in the morning after you get out of bed, wash your face, brush your teeth, get, a little more comfortable outside of the bed, and just have a light breakfast with your partner, and you just sit down and talk about things that you guys love, about each other. I mean, you're not going to do this all the time. No one does this all the time, but it's a good thing to do. Compliment each other. Compliments goes a long way, guys. Talk to each other about what's going on with you. What are your aspirations? What is the other person's aspirations? What can we do to spice up the relationship? What can we do to make things better? And stuff like that. That's just sexy to me, and that's a form of intimacy. Having intimate conversations with your partner, watching movies, watching freaking 50 Shades of Grey with your partner, stuff like that. Send spontaneous texts like, hey, sexy, I hope your day is going good at work today. Don't let it bother you. Don't let work stress you out. Hey, baby, when you get home tonight, there's going to be a lovely dinner waiting for you. Even if you're on your period, meet your partner at the door, take off his or her jacket or coat or shoes or something. Give your partner like a nice little massage spa feet day or something. There's so many ways to be intimate without having sex. And I like taking showers with my person. Like, that's so intimate to me. Having a person just washing my back, scrubbing me down. Oh, that is just so sexy and so intimate to me. So yes, there's many ways to be intimate without having physical sex. All right. What are other ways? Oh, we did that already. Should we introduce a third party to fix my relationship? No. Hell no. Or never introduce a third party to your relationship if your relationship is on shaky grounds. I've said this in a previous episode. If your relationship is on shaky grounds, sex cannot fix it. Your relationship needs more than sex to fix it. Sex cannot fix relationship. You will have fun in the moment. It will be so exciting in the moment, but when you're done having sex, the problem is still there. Fix your issues with your partner before you bring third parties into anything in your relationship. You understand? It will never work out for you. It's going to make things worse because you're going to start comparing yourself against somebody else, vice versa. Just fix your relationship other ways without sex involved or without a third party involved before you start doing those extra freaky stuff. What do we do? What to do when we are mad at each other? You could be mad at each other and still be nice to each other. Like, I could be mad at my man and be like, here's your dinner. Have fun. I hope you enjoy it. But I'm mad as shit. But I won't starve my man because I'm mad. You know what I mean? Like I could be mad at you and still have sex and be like, okay, you know. But if you're mad at each other, guys, talk. It makes no sense to be mad at your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your partner or whatever. It gets you nowhere. And being mad doesn't solve anything. I mean, we're human beings and we're gonna be mad because I get mad. I'm mad every day. But have conversations. Learn how to say, I am sorry. If you are wrong, say, I'm sorry. If the other person is wrong, learn how to accept the apology. Some of us have a hard time accepting an apology. Okay? And when you accept an apology, it means to let it go. Don't bring it up back again. Okay? Should I be mad if I don't get gifts for a special holiday? No. Well, it depends. It depends. If you're the one that's always giving gifts and never getting any gifts, I would be mad. I would so be mad. But if you're getting gifts throughout the year from your person, I don't think you should be upset if you don't get a Christmas gift. If you're always getting treated like a princess throughout the year, if you don't get a Christmas gift or a Valentine's Day gift, especially Valentine's Day gift, if you don't get a Valentine's Day gift, it's okay if you're getting other stuff. You know what I mean? But it's also good to feel special, so it's a personal preference thing. But I personally don't get mad if I don't get a Christmas gift or if I don't get a birthday or a Valentine's Day gift because I get things throughout the year. So again, personal preference, my point of view. Should we allow each other on social media? Should we follow each other in social media? And should we what? Should we follow each other in social media? I don't understand the last part of the question, but I don't see anything wrong with following your person on social media, even though you see them in the house or every day or whatever. I don't think nothing's wrong with that, but it can get tricky because if you're a jealous person, if you see someone liking your person's picture, you're gonna be upset. You're gonna be like, okay, so why is he or she liking this person's picture? So sometimes it's not a good idea to follow each other in social media, but I think it's okay. Again, you have to have a solid relationship to handle certain things. Make time for your partner. Stop comparing your relationship to other people. Yes, stop comparing your relationship to other people's relationship because what people put out there behind the scenes it's so different. Okay, no one relationship is perfect. Find a way in perfecting your relationship and stop comparing yourself to other people's relationship. Other people may seem financially stable and you may seem like you're struggling in your relationship financially, but you don't know the amount of debt they have behind the scenes. You don't know if they're not paying nothing else just to show off on the internet or to show off on you or whatever. So stop comparing yourself with other people's relationship. I am guilty of that in the past. I have not done that in a long time because it doesn't get you nowhere. It makes you mad, it makes you upset, it makes your relationship really sad because you argue a lot. So stop comparing yourself with other people's relationship. Should I be calling another person about my person? No. Never call someone about your someone. If your someone's doing something with that someone, take it up with your someone, not the other someone, because the other someone is not obligated to you. The other someone doesn't have anything to do with you. For all that someone know, that someone is not in a relationship. So never call someone about your someone. Big no no. And you could get insulted and then it turns into a whole shebang bang bang. Like calling for example, calling another woman about your man is very, to me, silly because that woman is never going to tell you the truth about what your man is doing. For all she knows, she's the only one, vice versa. So take it up with your man or your girl or whomever. Never call another person about your person. Okay, last question, and then we're gonna get to the closing, guys. What happens when people ghost you? If someone ghosts you, that's their loss. Don't chase people. Never chase anyone. No one's worth chasing. I'm telling you, if someone takes it upon themselves to no longer be present in your life, let that person go. Don't chase anyone. Value yourself. You are valuable and you are not chasing no one. Okay? So if that person decides to ghost you, okay, too bad. And the thing is, people ask for real until they get real. People want real people and they're like, I want real friends, I want a real girl, I want people to be real with me. And then when you get into that person's life and you're real with that person, they don't know how to handle it because they're not real with themselves. And I saw this somewhere online. People don't like real people because they're not real with themselves. They're not confident with themselves. They're not secure in themselves. So when they get a real person being real with them, they don't know how to handle it, so they ghost that person. Boom. So, guys, I really like this question and answer episode. I hope I answered a lot of your question, guys. And it's the holiday season. I don't want you guys to forget that I do have a cosmetic business, jsbcosmetics.com. You can shop online and get 10% off right now. It's 25 days of Christmas we have going on, so every week is something else, every day is something else. And if you're in Bridgeport, Connecticut, come on to 1127 Main Street, downtown Bridgeport, and visit your girl. Yeah. I love you guys so much for watching this episode. Thank you so much for all the questions that you submitted. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. If you're on Apple Podcasts, please subscribe to my Apple Podcast, guys. Help Girls Code Chat grow online, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts. Let us be the best podcast. Okay? So, see you guys next week. Love you for watching. Bye.